This episode of GameByte is brought to you by Jinx.com. To get 10% off of your entire shopping cart, use the promo code QUITSTALLING_366 at checkout. If the Overwatch League Stage 2 has gotten you hyped, if other Blizzard games tickle your fancy and you want to play some Hearthstone because the new expansion is coming out, use the promo code QUITSTALLING_366 at checkout to get 10% off of all your gamer and geek swag. Brave the storm and Jinx.com's wide variety of gaming merch. Yes, shirts, hoodies, underwear, tights. Yeah, they have tights. I've been privy to that information. I'm looking forward to wearing my Tracer tights very soon.
Yeah. Tracer bottoms.
No, they're tights. I'm not gonna hide the fact that they're tights.
They're tights.
No,
but it's just 100%. The bottom part, right? It's not the bottom part. It's not even the top. There's no it's not like a full outfit.
It is. It's not. Well, enough about me. Well, actually, let's start with me. I am your host, Herald Silvestre. That is my real name. And welcome everyone to GameByte, the show that knows that you do not meet an emperor like this every dynasty. This is our weekly excuse to talk about video games from the comforts of our home in our underwear, as you would assume, with tissue and lotion on the side. With me today, I've got a gamer and an emperor. We have royalty in the house. But let's start with, of course, one of my co-hosts. As ever dependable as he is, he has his Hearthstone set to GDAP's living room. It's the Fury Bot himself, Mick DeGuzman. How you doing, Mick?
Hey, about that introduction, we should probably talk about that now. Yeah,
that's cool. I mean,
we should probably change it because we shouldn't really use Hearthstone, but rather like something Final Fantasy related. Anyway, yeah. Hey everybody, good evening to everyone on chat. Of course, good evening to our special guest, the Emperor himself. Of course, and good evening to you, Harold. It's been what, a week?
Yeah, it's been a long week.
It's been a week. Yep, been a long week. Yeah, hope you guys are having a good time.
All right, and with me and Mick today, we've got a special guest who's decided to grace us with his presence. We are very honored to have the man, the president of the Game Developers Association of the Philippines, the one, the only, Alvin Juban. Thank you so much for joining us, Emperor. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing quite well, boys. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
It is absolutely our pleasure. I am stunned at the fact that you would say yes to doing something as ridiculous as GameByte with your busy schedule.
Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it. That is true. I am not even gonna argue with that.
Taking one for the team. What a man. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, yes, no Diego Z tonight because he told us a couple of hours ago that he can't make it, which is unfortunate. But you know what? I think the man filling his shoes is more than worthy. And you know what? I would rather just talk about him all night, and I think we'll do that. I think we'll just talk about the Emperor all night if you're cool with that. If you.
But I thought you were gonna say but the QS logo is, I think, more than ready to take on the role of Diego as third seed. I thought you were gonna say that.
Well, all Diego does is stand there and look pretty. So I think you got that covered.
You mean he's looking up like this? Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
All right. Well,
as much as you.
Just at the start of every show, I'm gonna ask everyone at home, as well as my co-hosts, what they've been playing. So, Mick, show the Emperor how it's done, man. What have you been playing?
Aside from the daily Hearthstone grind, just to save up more gold for the next expansion coming out in the second week of April, I've also been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14. And I'd like to give a special shout out to someone, a special friend of mine who has not left my apartment in the game for the past 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
Know who you are. If you're watching the VOD, please. I hope your character doesn't stay AFK in my apartment already. Thank you. All right. Yeah, but aside from
Hi, KL.
Pinapauwi mo ba?
No. Because here's the thing. There's a part. There's apartments in the game. You can purchase apartments. You can set it up. It's like
Yeah.
Sims. It's crazy. It's an MMORPG with Sims. And then the thing is, if you open it to your friends can just go in
Mhm.
and they can just sit down in your furniture or like lie down in your bed.
That happens in real life, yeah.
Oh
It
yeah.
happens. It happens in this game, and it just so happens that my friend, who I'm not gonna mention, but Harold probably mentioned already,
I said to you.
she basically just keeps her character there doing a specific dance for like 12 to 14 hours straight until she like back on her computer and then starts playing again. Yeah, and it's been going on for 2 days. Hopefully this is the last day.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah, but
You like
aside
it.
from those, no, not really. It's hard to decorate. Okay, it's hard to decorate when there's someone there just dancing nonstop in front of you. Okay, you can't get the alignments right. All right.
Oh man.
Well, aside from those games, I have actually decided to play this specific game that we spoke of last week with with our guest Paco Manila or Paco MNL. If you want to be specific, which is what was it? What was it called again? Elder Scrolls Legends. Am I right? It's
I
that
think
other
so.
card. I've already downloaded it. Sadly, I was not able to play it yesterday. I was supposed to play it yesterday, but real life hit really hard, so I couldn't.
Oh.
But I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna give it a try later after the podcast. I'm gonna see what's the fuss all about. With Paco and Manel trying to compete in a bigger stage, or rather the announced tournament. Yeah. All right, and
All right,
that's all I've been doing.
Yeah. Enough about you, man. We have a guest on. All right.
Get the ground story.
We'll get to the folks at home in just a second, but I do want to ask, Emperor. I mean, with your busy schedule, do you have time to play the games that we enjoy growing up?
Well, I grew up a long time ago, but compared to you guys, you fools, well, yeah, I do need my some time to invest in gaming. I mean, I am here in this industry for a reason.
Indeed.
I'm insane, yeah. Well, I have a very short answer, a very short sharing. I'm half ashamed to say the game I'm playing right now, because I really like the AAA space, but sadly, Rules of Survival (ROS) has really gotten me attention for the past, I don't know, past month or so.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Great
But
game.
there's ongoing
Great.
debate, ongoing Fortnite versus PUBG versus ROS, and I think like ROS is on the lowest rank.
Well, it is mobile tech. It's a handheld game, so I mean controls are kind of hard if you ask me. I had a hard time playing it.
But you can also play it on PC, which is a bit unfair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like it because I can really play it anywhere.
Oh, that is the nice thing about it. But
Yeah.
Emperor, have you heard of the PUBG mobile game already that just released?
Yeah. So that's why I'm a bit ashamed to say that I'm playing ROS.
Yeah, but I heard it's
A lot of people feel that ROS is pretty much a clone of PUBG.
yeah,
Pretty much.
pretty much. I mean,
I don't know if we can say it here. Yeah,
no, I mean like it's
You might as well. I mean, clone is putting it very lightly.
I know.
cloning. But yeah, I mean, the sudden boom of the game in the past 6 months is pretty crazy. I mean, like this is probably the third PUBG handheld game I've heard. I've heard of that. I got to play that one where it's just you look like Roblox, or I think it was Minecraft characters.
Yeah.
But it's basically the exact same thing. You land in an island, but then
Yeah.
it's like Minecraft looking island, and then you just pick up guns and stuff. But this was probably the best one I've played among the three that I heard. Yeah.
And then what's actually surprising about it is that it's actually top ranking in the Philippines. It's number 2 on
gosh.
Google,
Oh,
number 1 on iOS.
I should check. Wait.
Yeah, check on app. That actually is the part that really surprised me, which
Oh.
goes to say that more people in the Philippines have more powerful phones, which is amazing.
Wow, yeah.
Finally.
I want to ask you, since we finally have an expert on the show, we usually just make things up on the spot.
Yeah,
We
I have the,
we usually read Wikipedia and check it's correct or not. We don't even fact check it. We just use that one.
We get our news from a site called theonion.com. So I want to ask, like,
pretty wise,
What?
gentlemen. Yeah, very sick.
well, I want to ask, like, do you have any idea on why it's doing so well?
Well, I don't know why it's doing so well. Well, shooters have cooled down, I think, for the last decade, and it's everything's a cycle. Everything's really a cycle, and it's about time that shooters are rising back into prominence. So you have the PUBG now you have Fortnite, and it's the buzz has pushed people to check out games like ROS. So shooters are shooters, right?
Yes.
But now it became exciting because of that shrinking area, that shrinking play area, which is for me a really, really smart mechanic, which was started, I think, by the other guys.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
ROS was first to mobile. And
Which
no matter what
Yeah.
anybody says, mobile is still king and it will be king for a long, long time.
Yes.
That's incredible insight. I would love to get more of your insight in just a little bit, especially when it comes to mobile. But I want to check the chat real quick and say hi to them. Solon earlier actually predicted that you would say that ROS is the game you've been playing. So. Huge shout out to Solon. Shilin Chen over in the chat, man. How you doing? Let's have lunch. I'm free this Friday. Let's see. Elder Jin in the chat said, "My fiance and I have gotten back into playing Diablo 2 again." That's awesome, dude.
Ooh. Wow, that is
Yeah.
that is.
Talk about a
You know,
grind.
if he said, I thought he was gonna say Diablo 3, and then I would just go, "Oh, you're a seasons player." But no, dude, props to you, man. I mean, that's the better game. That's the better game between you and me. Okay, don't say anything.
Oh my gosh. And then let's see here. Oh, a huge shout out to Leah Girl for the follow earlier. Thank you so much for the follow.
Thank
and,
you
we
again,
hope you
Leah.
enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Eldergen was also saying that China needs their bootleg hotness, and League of Legends, China's got mobile legends. Overwatch had a bootleg too. Yeah, I remember seeing that video where they pretty much just took the assets of Overwatch, and yeah.
Does happen, that plays in another universe.
Oh man, that side of the world is scary.
It's different. Yeah.
It's very polite. The Emperor, in all his humility, is so polite.
Yeah.
Gotta be. Come on.
That's awesome. All right, so guys, let us know what you've been playing over in the chat. We'll give you shout outs throughout the night. But you know what? We've got a guest, like I mentioned, and we got to talk to him, don't we, Mick? Don't we?
Ooh, yes, we do.
All right. Well,
Yes.
in that case, let's do it.
Epic! Welcome to the end, friend.
All right, welcome, Emperor, to GameByte. Like I've already said that earlier on, but this is the part of the show where we're going to interview the Emperor on various topics, mainly focusing around him because we like to get to know our guests. And this segment is brought to us by Apps' newest game, Word Beach. Check it out on the App Store right now.
Yeah.
Yes, it is awesome. I've been playing it. I've been playing
Looks,
it on the
looks
toilet.
like Fruit Loops, and looks like that the mascot for Fruit Loops, the guy there on the left.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I hope we're allowed to say that, and I hope we didn't get them in trouble. Word Beach, out now on the App Store. China. All right.
China.
China. First things first. Let's get a calmer bed music going on in the background. All right, for those of you who don't know who this man is, to our lower right on the screen here, and for the sake of people new to the industry, Emperor, who is the Emperor of GDAP?
Well, you want a slum book answer or well?
Take all the time you want.
Take all the
we
time
want
you
the
want.
full story. We want the full story.
The full story. No, my name is Alvin Juban, and I was born in another time, and I just feel lucky that I'm in the video game industry.
Awesome.
I was not schooled to be in this industry. I've always been a player, and things happened, and now I'm one of the makers, which is kind of cool.
That is really cool.
That's amazing.
So I know this is like going through everyone's minds right now. Everyone who's watching right now, everyone who's listening. How did you get the name of Emperor?
Emperor.
You have to know that you don't know me. There was this. I shouldn't mention his name, but there was this kid. I think he was a freshman or a sophomore, and there was an event in the school, and I was one of the guest speakers. And I was having a conversation, and the guy goes, "Sir, it's your turn to speak." I go, "Wait, give me a few minutes. I'm still talking to my friend. But sir, I need your name. Where do you work? And what's your title?" So I was getting a bit ticked off.
Oof.
So I go, "Make it loud."
Oof.
What's your rank? Rank? Emperor. So is this a joke? This kid, I think he was like half asleep, and he announced it. Our next speaker is Emperor Alvin Juban. Then it just took, and everybody started using it. So I don't know. It's still here. I don't mind.
Awesome.
I don't mind.
How long ago was that?
7 years ago.
That is
Wow.
recent. And that is a long time to carry the heavy crown of Emperor.
The mantle of Emperor. Wow.
Well, I've been president for 6 years, so yeah, that's about right. Yeah,
Oh.
around 6 years,
Crazy.
7 years, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really a joke. It was really a joke. So now I just tell people it's a term of endearment that people use, but that's a lie.
Like many things, it may have started out as a lie, but it has taken a life of its own.
Yeah. So I use it as, and I found it that it's actually good for marketing the industry, because we do games, and you can be whoever you want to be.
That is
That
is one of the deepest things that has ever been said here on GameByte.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That's actually a really nice story. Wouldn't you agree, Admiral Herald?
Oh yes, Captain Mick. That is.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought you were gonna say Midshipman Mick. Yeah.
Oh,
'cause
that works too. That works too,
Yes.
Midshipman. That is awesome. Okay, so now let's get to what you are actually the emperor of. We've said it a lot, but what is GDAP, or the Game Developers Association of the Philippines?
Okay, so we're an actual association of studios. So we are the companies, the registered companies that ply the trade of video game development in the Philippines. So we're a non-profit organization. Some say it's a no-profit organization, but again, someone's got to do it. And we promote and protect. We try to protect the video game industry in the Philippines, which is still, I think, in its infancy stage. So,
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
it still is. I mean, there are definitely more players in the Philippines than makers, and I think it's only fair that since the Filipinos, we play so much games. Everybody likes marketing new games to us. People know that Filipinos play but never pay. So maybe a nice way to pay it forward is to try and contribute to making better and better games. So like I my home studio, the studio I work for, it's called Synergy88, and we do both sides of the coin, which means we do contract work, or some people say outsourced work, and sometimes we do also original. So I've been privileged enough to work on some PlayStation titles on the art side, on the 3D art side. I handle mostly the business side, or handling the business side of the work. But now with Synergy, I do a lot of work with Xbox, the other side.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, and
Team
some
Green.
around the world. Yeah, so it's in the more difficult side of things, console. Not many companies in the Philippines or around the world qualify to do it. So again, I really say I've been lucky. I've been really lucky. Proper time, proper place. Yeah.
That's awesome. So we're talking about Synergy88 and the games that you've come out with there.
Yeah.
What are some of the original games, so that the people at home that are watching right now are maybe listening to either the VOD or the podcast? Like, what are the games they could reach out to right now?
Woo!
Plugs.
Here we go.
Let's talk about Solon's games. They're much better. They're more popular. We're still, I guess, looking for that hit game. But right now, I guess the game that I really want to be popular, we still have to give more marketing push into it. Okay. It's still Barangay Basketball. So again, it's another basketball game, which is perfectly suited for the Philippines.
Yes, it is.
On the planet, no, but because it's tied in to an animation series that we're also producing from our animation division.
That is
awesome.
So you're attacking it on two fronts.
I guess we're the first company that will fully produce the first Philippine animated TV series. Can you imagine that? And it's also Barangay Basketball. And so we paired it up with the game, making it a really, really bold plan. I hope we can execute it well.
That's awesome. So where are you guys on the development timeline of this?
The game, I think it's been revised already. It's there. It's available, free to download. But again, there is no marketing push behind it. The animated series, that's a really big investment, and we hope to get it out this year.
That is
maybe
awesome.
I don't know, Q3, Q4 this year, and it's kind of a big production since the animation style that we're using is anime, and that seems to be pretty popular with the Filipinos according to our research. Yes, we did do research, and to make sure that the anime art is really authentic, we actually
nice.
with this company called TV Asahi of Japan, which is a huge network. It's a huge TV network. So they make sure that whatever art we use is faithful to the original style. So we're trying to keep it real. But then it's a Filipino story, and the characters are funny to say this, but they're half Korean. Because apparently Filipinos, we
love Korean.
I know. So the Japanese art we all grew up with. The Korean telenovela factor. But then it's basketball. It should be a hit. It should be a hit.
If this isn't a hit, I don't know what you guys did wrong.
Wow.
You're doing everything you can.
Do all the research possible.
It's basically Korean slam dunk based in the Philippines. It kind of sounds like that. That's how it is.
We looked at that. Definitely, we looked at that. It's an amazing show, Slam Dunk.
Yeah.
Those were, I guess, one of our main inspirations. We had to study how did it become a hit. Just like us, the Japanese are not the tallest people in the world, but yet Slam Dunk.
Yeah.
No, it still is.
That's
true. So we need
that
to
is
find what you need to make a hit.
That's amazing. So is Barangay Basketball on mobile playable now for people? Or can they download it?
There it is. Yep. And you actually, for the anime, we actually have real actors. I mean, famous actors as voices. So again, we're throwing everything into the pot.
That is awesome.
everything. Yeah, everything and everything.
Could you share one of the actors that has lent their voice to your game?
Ben Medina will be there definitely.
Ooh.
Ilya, Sherry Hill.
Wow, Sherry Hill.
The soundtrack will be by Glock 9. So,
Wow!
Wow.
I don't know what will.
Talk about covering your bases. That is wow.
That's very wow. Glock
Our
9.
bosses are really serious about this. This is not a half-baked project. Yeah.
That is a push.
Yep.
That is a very good push. Yeah.
It's
That's
gonna happen.
crazy. Okay, so I'm looking forward to this. Actually, I might actually. So this is available on iOS and Android right now.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So folks at home, check it out.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about Synergy88 another time because we want to know more about the Emperor himself. So Emperor, you talked about getting into the industry. What are your gaming roots? I want to find out more about you. How did you get started?
Oh, here we go. This is gonna
Oh my God,
this is gonna be great.
I really don't speak about this in public.
Do you want to skip this? We can skip this.
Well, I hope no one remembers this. Everyone who's practically everybody who's in the Philippine industry, who's an executive or a lead, was pretty much self-taught. I mean, there was no school, that you don't graduate from game development,
Ugh,
So a lot of the
spoiled
people,
children
the
of today.
artists, the programmers, were pretty much self-taught. And I came from pretty much the formal industry. But prior to that, my family's heritage is actually to movie making. Our family's been producing films, foreign films only, in the Philippines since the late 70s.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've had that production background ever since. And then I joined, I tried multinational corporations. So I do have that corporate experience, which comes in handy when you're handling large teams or trying to talk to big clients. So it taught me how to talk the talk and walk the walk. And then I dabbled. I had my own little company. We were doing multimedia when the internet was not yet popular.
Wow.
Yeah, let's put it that way. My first projects were on floppy disks.
Oh.
My
Wow.
word. Okay, so
Wait.
real quick, guys. For those watching right now, floppy disks were these little square things that those of us from the 90s, earlier used to save data.
And they all fit like 1 MB of storage. It's like 1 MB of storage, and that's a lot. Like, Word files were like, less than a kilobyte.
First official project that was paid by a bank, and it was an orientation. I had to use 15 floppy disks.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Damn.
And that was the bomb back then. It was something
Yeah.
so fresh. I've never seen it before. It was amazing during that
So
time.
yeah, that's crazy because because these floppy disks were kind of treasured back then because you'd buy them in these glass like plastic cases. You'd get them at the bookstore or anywhere. Like
I had one for each. I had one for each subject. When when my teacher was starting to go, okay guys, I want you guys to write it on a text file and then give me a floppy disk, and it's per subject. It was per subject.
Yeah.
Okay, again, note I am probably like younger than Herald, and I don't know why he's laughing because I'm pretty sure he also experienced it before.
I've never had to do that.
What?
Actually.
You've never had this, dude. That's like essential, especially in like computer class.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, floppy disks, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so Emperor, you needed how many of these for your presentation? You said
15 for my very first one. Yeah.
That's
Oh my
50
God.
MP files.
That's a weird time because that quickly faded out because CDs were invented. Wow, that
Thank
was
God.
incredible.
and then everyone lined up at CDR King here in the Philippines.
Oh, CDR King wasn't even around. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Everyone had their
This
own version.
time it took an hour, I think.
Oh man.
And you had
That's
to buy a
crazy.
special burner. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man.
It's separate. And it was
Oh.
powered by ASCII, not by USB.
You mean this light on DVD-R?
Oh no, Lighton's new.
Light on?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Woo.
You can see this now, Emperor, but I have one here right now. Mint condition inside the box. That's pretty banged up. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so that's crazy. So from there, Emperor, where else? What else led you to the gaming industry?
I've always been a player. Really, I mean, I I remember I was working already, and I was playing Counter-Strike against students, and they would always kick our ass. But the thing is, we'd always outlast them because they only had allowance against our salary. So eventually, get out of here! Yeah, your money's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've always been a player, and then so eventually, as the story goes, I was invited by my friend I was introduced to another friend who had a studio. It was running for like 3 years, but it didn't seem to grow. It didn't seem to grow, and the owner couldn't figure it out. So he needed someone to help out, to consult. And during this time, there was this amazing game by PlayStation called Uncharted 2, and I was totally hooked into this game.
Wow.
Uncharted 2 to me was like, it was your chance to be Indiana Jones.
Yes.
I hope you guys know who Indiana Jones is. Yeah.
Of course,
So that's
of course.
To be
that's
part
that
of
guy. That's that guy, right? Like the
that's
really old guy.
Harold, that's the 5 mana 5/4 card in Hearthstone.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Emperor, sorry, continue.
Okay, so I was so engrossed in this game. I was playing it for quite a while. I was playing during parties with other people. I go, wow, this is a different kind of gaming. And so when I got into the studio finally, I go, I'll go take a look at what's happening in your studio. There was this poster on the wall which had Uncharted 2. I go, wait a minute. What kind of... Because when I met this guy, we just ended up drinking till wee hours in the morning. And I just go, I'll take a look. I wasn't really taking it seriously. But then that surprised me. And I tapped one of the guys there who was apparently an artist. He goes, excuse me, why do you have this poster? And he goes, oh, sir, we're making the sequel. What? This is a game studio? Yes, sir.
Wow.
That's it.
What?
Damn.
That's it. So I ended up head of operations of the studio really quickly. And soon after that, the company blossomed and is still blossoming now. It's pretty big now. And I was given the chance to connect with the community through GDAP. The president was, the owner of the company was one of the founding members of GDAP. And so I did. And lo and behold, in a few months, I became president. With no election. No one wanted to run against me, even then.
Wow. Is it a yearly election? How does that work?
Yeah, it used to be a yearly election, and then I changed it and made it every 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no one has run against me yet. But I'm preparing. I'm trying to prepare the association for much bigger things. It's been 6 years. It's time to move on, pass the torch. 6 years is 6 years. It's a bit long. So hopefully we can find someone who wants to rise to the occasion. It's been great, dude. I mean, watching the industry gain prominence. Look, I mean, it was during this time that the Philippines started having game development and animation courses formally. This is an amazing time.
It's ridiculous.
Amazing.
Yeah, I say it a lot on the show. It is an amazing time with the accessibility of technology to be a geek, to be a nerd and a gamer.
Yeah. I mean, it's so democratic right now, Practically any kid who has half a desire and half a brain can really pick up free software and, assemble something in a day or two and call it a game. Yeah. Back in the day, the programmers I've met with the AAA industry, it was such a niche industry. They were really treated like gods because only a few people in the world could call themselves game developers, because they really needed really truly mad skills.
Wow.
But now it's democratic. Now it's really democratic.
Thank God.
Thank you. Yeah, true enough.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so we've touched on GDAP and your role, your rise to prominence as the emperor. Sorry, as president. What is your role as president? Like, can we get into specifics of what else you do for the organization?
Oh, obviously, being president gives you the absolute authority to tell the lesser people what to do.
Just like an emperor. Just like an emperor.
There is no democracy in the empire. It's being president. Wow, we have a working board. So, being president, you have to activate all these people to think of projects that would help the industry. For example, one of the, a lot of the guys, the game industry in the Philippines always started from outsourcing or contract work. So to get a lot of that work, you had to get exposure. That means you'd have to fly to other places, join all these conventions, right? Which is quite expensive. So since we are an official association and we're tied in with everybody else, the government gives us credit to what we're doing and has been supporting us, as much as they can. When funding is available, they do pay for our booth, in the selected shows abroad. And that's been amazing for some of us, or most of us. Just that exposure alone. To be on the world stage, carrying the flag, and saying, yep, the Philippines is in this game. We're in it to win it. And people are surprised. Wow, Philippines. Isn't the Philippines just about Boracay, bananas, and mangoes? I go, no, we do games too. And we speak English too. Yeah. So it's the president has to push agendas like that. On the local side, we try to talk to each other studios and see what things we lack. For example, in a normal studio, it's like when you have a project, it's like making a movie. When there's a movie, there's funding, so you hire people. But after the movie's done, you have to let go of some, right?
Yeah.
So that's the nature of the beast. That's how development is. You can't change it. Being that nature, it prevents some of our companies from giving health benefits. HMO. Yes, we do have hearts. Yes, we do get sick in the industry, definitely, because we hardly go out. So, that's one of GDAP's major projects. We actually have a GDAP healthcare program for our members, which is amazing.
Wow.
We identified needs like that and we went for it. So now our members, we offer it to them. They can give it to their employees, even to their contractual employees.
Wow.
Yeah. So again, it's like having a movie. You have full-time people, you have part-time people, and you can even offer this to part-time people. And that, I think, has been a great achievement from the GDAP guys. So it's not really. As a president, you're managing other brilliant people, and but the way I do it is I make them do all the work, and then I take the glory.
Genius. Genius.
It's a foolproof plan. Why didn't I think of that?
Sorry, I'm taking down notes. Real quick. Make them
On the
do
education
work.
side, one thing that we really do passionately in GDAP, because we're not only just studios, we also have school members. If you're a GDAP school member and if you're an active GDAP school member, we do help out. If you need talks, if you need speakers, if you need people to judge thesis, panels, we even have attended mock interviews. For people kids about to graduate, and you have to go to job interviews for the first time in the game industry. We've sat there and listened to them and gave them feedback.
That's awesome.
These are the things we do with GDAP.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
In those
And
mock
then-
interviews, have you ever directly hired someone?
Yes, I've hired a lot.
Wow, that's a story. That's kind of the dream. Like, oh, it's a mock interview. What if they want to hire? I should impress, and then they do.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. I mean, even before that, another thing we took seriously was internship. Internship before, back in the day was never taken seriously. But with the great gap in between what the schools produce and what the studios need, we saw that internship was the best thing that we should fix. And we did, during that time, 6-7 years ago, OJT, some schools call it OJT, I call it internship. The internship time was only like 1 month or 2 months, which was silly. I go, if you're going to give us, a student for only 1 month or 2 months, maybe we can teach them how to work in McDonald's or Jollibee, because they just need to serve fast food, and that's something you could teach that quickly.
Yeah.
What we do is something more technical. So I demanded, we started to demand to the schools that became members that you extend it to 5 to 6 months. And they go, what? Are you insane? I go, well, if you want to change things, if you want to teach a student, you really have to immerse him. And guess what? Most schools now have adopted to that. They found ways to do it. Because it's true. It's true. Even with the first studio I joined, before I left, probably 90% of the hirees we got were all former interns. Because it was just so easy. They were well trained after 5 or 6 months. There were soldiers. After 5 to 6, they knew what they could really contribute after day one. Yeah.
Crazy.
No, I would agree with that, because I swear, if my internship lasted longer than 2 months, I'm pretty sure I would probably have enjoyed the field more, learned more,
Quickly.
learned quicker. Yes, and I'm pretty sure the people who I did my internship under would have had a better plan instead of rushing everything in those 2 months.
Yep. Correct. Yeah.
Wow.
I can't really relate because my internship was basically, excuse me, could you give these papers to that guy across the desk, across the office floor? Okay,
and that's what GDAP's trying to avoid. That's a very good example.
Yeah. Well, again, game development is a niche, so you really have to, take care of it. And that's what we've been trying to do. Again, it's not perfect, but it's there. The intention is there, and our members know what we try to do. And I believe it's very well appreciated by everyone, by the school, by the teachers, by the students, all around.
I hope so.
It's been quite a journey. Yeah,
I really hope so. And yeah, so you mentioned that you're looking to pass the torch eventually. How soon is eventually? When are the next elections? And
this year, end of this year, so maybe January, you can have new elections.
Wow.
It's been. But they got to be prepared. I mean, admittedly, I do spend a lot of time. Well, hey guys, besides being president of GDAP, I'm also a board member of the Animation Council. So I have time for that. And I'm also the creative services industry champion for the Board of Investments. So I need time for that as well.
How many hats are you wearing? Like that's crazy.
I wish I was paid for all positions, but no. I'm only paid by Synergy.
That's crazy. So
again,
and just to clarify, when you're talking animation, you're talking about like cartoons and media in general. Is that right?
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. Cartoons.
Wow.
Yep. Cartoons. Yep. It was a big industry back in the late 80s, and we're trying to get it back. We're trying to get it back. People are now realizing that it's not always cost that should be the crux of the matter. It's not always cost when you assign work to someone. It's taken us years, but a lot of people, especially from the West, have realized that understanding of the humor is very, very important.
Yes.
And let's face it, we know Hollywood. The Spanish conquered us for 333 years. Hollywood came and never left. So we don't have that
True.
anymore. Yeah, I mean when
Mhm.
when President Trump won, they cried. We cried as well on the same day.
Not this guy.
Oh,
I know, so it's very, very important to have that knack for humor, for drama. And again, our clients around the world are realizing that it's much better to stick with the original guys who were doing, because I believe we were one of the first countries that took big work from the US. The Hanna-Barbera cartoons, Yogi Bear, we were doing all that.
No
Black-
way.
Yep. We had 10,000 animators back then painting on plastic and paper.
Yeah, you're talking plastic.
Oh.
You're talking about the cells that would go like
Yeah,
layer upon
that-
layer.
That Disney style. That
Oh no, not
hand-drawn-
Disney style.
Yeah, that's traditional. That's traditional animation.
Oh, okay.
Yep. We were kings back then. We were kings back then. Yeah. So that's another industry you have to take care of, because it's all in one pot. It's all
Okay.
digital creative. And I know for a fact that we'd be really good at it if we just continue to bang on this drum. Games, animation, digital creatives. We're really good at it. Trying to have more people invest in it. Create more studios. I'm not afraid of competition. We need it. We need it.
Yeah, because
And look,
nowadays, like, you're getting Korea as a big country for animation as well.
they've been doing. How long has The Simpsons been running? That's all Korea.
That's all
Really?
Korea?
what?
I was thinking Legend of Korra and Avatar.
That's like
Dang.
28 years. Oh man. Wow.
It's definitely been too long. If we're talking about
Yeah.
timeline. Wow.
Wow.
Look at that.
Okay, so
I mean,
animation is a conversation I want to save for when we have you on our other show, the Quit Stalling Geekcast. But let's
Definitely.
circle back
you
around.
should definitely get Emperor.
Going back to games.
Yeah, we'll circle back around. Okay, so I want to get to this because I'm pretty sure I'll forget later on. What is GDAP, and what are you doing at Comic-Con Asia 2018 this weekend, Saturday and Sunday?
Okay, so Comic-Con Asia it's on its maiden voyage. It's by a new group, and we see it worthy of investing our time and effort. So they asked us to be part of it, and our participation is pretty much three things. One, of course, is we have a booth. So if you want to learn more about GDAP, meet a couple of the companies. We're gonna have a little booth there, and we're gonna have Solon and Lord. Yes, we have an Emperor and a Lord.
Wait, Lord Lazaro or Lord?
Lord La.
No, Lord Gos. Oh, ThinkBit.
Go Sing Tan, I think is his name.
yeah.
Washington.
Yeah,
Go Sing Tan. There we go. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
One of the newest members. So he's manning the GDAP booth as well. So that's one. That's one part. So we expect to see us on the floor. The second part and the most exciting part is we were asked to put in speakers, and so I've met this group called Robot Pencil, and they're a group of really, really passionate artists, and they have fans all over the world. And whenever the fans can come up with enough money to cover their expenses, plane fare, hotel, a bit of food, a bit of beer, they'll come over. They'll fly and come over and look at your portfolio, give advice, give a talk. And
Wow.
so, yeah, there are three main guys in that group, and then one of them is half Filipino. Then the other guy is full Filipino.
Oh wow. Which one's
Yeah.
which?
Guys, one's from Blizzard, another's from ex-Blizzard. They're freelancing, they work in studio. They have really a great depth of knowledge into the arts, and they're coming for the first time as Robot Pencil. They're coming to Manila, and we hope that people really spend time to. They only have 90 seats for their sessions, so book fast. Buy your tickets now and register for the show. That's really, really exciting to have these
I gotta
guys
get
over. Yeah, you gotta go see it. You gotta go.
I mean, people may not know how big of a Blizzard fan I am, but I'm quite into the Blizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, last year during ESGS, we had some white guys definitely from Blizzard.
Oh
And,
yeah.
One of them just gave me a ping, and he goes, "Hey, dude, I heard that you're meeting Rob this weekend. dude, that guy is so good. He puts other guys like me to shame in Blizzard. I mean, for this other senior artist to give accolades to this half Filipino guy, dude, I'm so excited to meet him. I'm so
really?
ready to listen to what he has to share. It should be great.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'll bring my books. I'll bring my art books to get signed.
Yeah.
You should bring all your art books.
Do it. Yeah.
You know what, Harold? Just bring your collector's edition Legion and you just make him sign it.
I'm not entitled
If
like
you're
that, Mick.
yeah.
I'll ask him.
Yeah.
to sign.
Oh, you'll ask him. Yeah.
And no, the third part of our participation, they created this event called One Shot. So it's a
Okay.
pitching event. It's a pitching event, and I think we're only down to like 4 or 5 finalists right now. So it's where you pitch a game idea, but of course you have to have a prototype. So that's
Oh.
It's not just all talk. You must be able to present at least a prototype, because it's a game. I mean, we have to see something moving, not just the storyline.
Mhm.
And you're going to be presenting it with a panel of people, which includes me. They're flying in a guy from Singapore, from this little company called Bandai Namco. I don't know, never really heard of it.
I've heard of
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I hear they
yeah,
do some
yeah.
some
And,
toys for like some small thing called like Power Rangers and like
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I think that game Tekken.
indie
That
stuff.
sounds familiar.
It sounds familiar. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Indie stuff. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
we're all about AAA on the show.
Sorry. Yeah, and then we have on the local front, we have the head of this new struggling little studio called Ubisoft Manila. So we're having Chip Go. He's going to be one of the judges as well. We have people from Surpass, from Globe, joining us, and myself.
Awesome.
And we're just going to listen to like 4 or 5 teams. That's it. So that's called One Shot. And
So it's
the
a
point
team
is-
thing.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, like if one guy does all that, it's gonna be hard, man.
No, I was assuming
They are
you'd
kinda
also
rushing
get like
to build,
solo
like,
independents doing it. So you're saying it's exclusively a team thing. You're gonna hear 4 or 5 of them. Is that right?
Yeah, we're down to like 4 finalists.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is the finals. That's it. You have one pitch, and then the judges will be asking questions. You have to defend yourself. And
Wow.
the wish is, of course, it's a platform to be heard. But who knows? One of these guys might be tempted to invest in you. Miracles do happen.
Indeed. Yeah, we managed to get the Emperor on the show. Miracles happen.
Yes. Yes, they
Miracles
do.
happen. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Okay, how did the finalists become finalists? What was the weeding out process for that?
Well, we agreed on some rules, but I was not part of the actual selection process because I knew I was going to be a judge. So there was a
Okay.
screening. There was a different committee, and we
Okay.
should not much about the what happened actually in the screening
Okay.
process. I just believe it was fair, and
Okay.
we are like that in our industry. We do believe that everybody plays fair until I catch them. Then I have to kill them. But then
Oh,
Off with the
Salon, watch
head.
your ass.
off with your head.
Francis, man, I know you're there. Watch your ass. Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so that's what day is that going to happen, Emperor?
Oh, I think it's Saturday.
Saturday. Okay. Is there a time yet or not yet?
Yeah. Check the website. I'm not too sure. I just know it's after lunch.
Okay. Salon in the chat says screaming committee, not screening.
Screaming. Yeah.
Screaming
He was
committee.
part of the screaming committee. Yeah.
That's funny.
Part of.
Okay, so Mick, I know you had a couple of questions for the Emperor, so
Oh.
go ahead, ask him, man.
Sure. Emperor, you mentioned a while ago that when we were asking about what you've been playing, and then you did mention Rules of Survival,
Yes.
and then you were saying that mobile is king, and that you feel like it's gonna be here for a while. I just want to pick your brain on a few things about that. Yeah. What are your thoughts on What are your thoughts on the free-to-play platform with microtransactions in general?
Oh my God. We have
Here
to
we
speak about
go.
it, but oh my God.
No, I mean we can you can be as uncensored as you like.
Yes,
Let's
we
just not
appreciate
mention
your
names.
candor. We
Let's
would
not-
love a lot of candor from you, Emperor.
Yes.
Especially
we
from
would
you.
love to have your thoughts because we've been having this conversation with our chat for the past few months about the whole microtransaction on a free to play platform versus a paid triple A title like EA's what was that again? Battlefront 2? Yeah, Battlefront 2. There. So I mean, this is a topic that has been coming back over and over again. So I want to hear your thoughts because I mean you are the man. You're the man here in the Philippines, so as well, right?
Well, there are other people who have much deeper knowledge on this aspect than me. But my since I'm a more seasoned fellow, free to play has made gaming a bit difficult.
Oh.
Yeah, it kind of destroyed a lot of the peak in gaming. Sorry to say,
A lot of the what? Sorry.
a lot of the mystique.
Yes.
Yeah, it seems like it's just it enabled trolls to live. But besides the trolls, it's kind of hard to say this, but yeah, it's become very challenging for small industry players to actually create profit, create revenue because of free to play. Because everybody's doing it right now, and the thing with free to play is, again, back in the day, if you could make a game, you ship it, it's out there, immediately whether you're gonna make money or lose money. That's business. Nowadays with free to play, you develop the game, you launch it, and then you create another team which has a different, it's called a live ops team, that will always keep the game fresh and manage it for you because it's free to play. So it's become more expensive, right? Because of free to play, to produce and manage a game.
Wow.
So the danger extends as a business.
That's interesting, and that includes all potential like freemium things that happen post launch.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's treacherous. It's so hard to be indie and to start up because of that.
Oh, that's
Wow.
interesting.
Or this is according to my opinion.
Yeah.
I never pretend to know it all. The only thing I learned after all these years about gaming is there's just so much more to learn. So much more to learn, man. Gaming just changes so fast.
That leads
Yes.
me into my next question: is did you see the advent of free to play and freemium games happening, or like was it a slow thing that you could have picked out from afar, or did it
No,
surprise you?
It was like a tsunami. Everything just
Wow.
became okay. Wow, it was just so quick. It was just so quick. Really, really quick. Really.
Crazy.
Is that purely financial? Like, did money drive that, or was there more to it?
Crazy. So...
Sorry.
It really became a game of numbers with free to play. More people could literally, because back in the day you would have a light version of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Light version if you
Just
like the game.
the
pay
taste, right?
a taste, yeah. But
Yeah.
now it's free to play. You pretty much, well, that's how they sell it. Like you have the entire game for everyone, and if you just want to win faster, win better, then you start paying money.
Yeah.
More money. So there's a lot of people griping like, oh yeah, all you need now is money, not really skills. That's a big conversation. You need you just need to be a whale to be number one in the leaderboard.
Yeah.
The most free games. A lot of people believe that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's some truth into that actually.
Mm-hmm.
If you think
Yes.
about it. So is that the way you want to enjoy your game? That's is that you want to live your clan life with?
Yeah.
You have to
True.
gaming is supposed to be a skill-based thing, but well, it's all entertainment really. But there's where the argument rolls and rolls.
Oh, okay. Where you know people are arguing that it is for entertainment, and at the end of the day, like that's they pay for the entertainment. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Slippery slope here on GameByte today. Slippery slope.
Yeah, we'll tread carefully.
Tread
Well,
careful.
We're treading carefully, so I think we're good. I think we'll be fine. We'll still get the sponsorships, Harold. Don't worry.
Oh man! Now, our next episode is brought to you by the Game Developers Association of the Philippines.
Woo!
Oh man!
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. I actually have a few more things I want to ask, but like before I get to those, like I do want to ask Emperor, how has the culture of local gaming been in terms of the development side? Like I know certain work environments can get toxic, but my question is more of like, when you meet people that are game developers and you get to know the rest of the people in the industry, like what is it like?
So far in my experience, it's been really good. I like creative people. I like creative discussions. And the people I've met so far, well, especially locally, we're kind of lucky being Filipinos in the game industry. Everybody seems to be really open. We're not. I don't know. Maybe it's a Filipino thing that we're really open to cooperate. I believe.
That's
so
awesome.
It's been really good. Maybe because another. We've talked about this in the industry, in the Philippine industry. Why is everybody so nice? It's great that everybody's so nice. And some people, even I believe, well, because we're not fighting yet. Because there's nothing to fight about. I mean, we're not buying each other's studios. Maybe we'll have ill feelings against each other because one lead guy transferred to this company, But there's really nothing to fight about right now. Nobody's making money locally from games. There's no locally created games that is really taken over, and made a difference in someone's life or studio life here in the Philippines. So we don't have to fight each other. So we have a running joke. We have that same running joke in GDAP that guys, we belong to the studio, said we should never fight as GDAP people until we all get $1 billion. Then we can kill each other.
and then we start poaching and
we don't have anything to kill each other about. So let's be friends and grow this industry together.
Yes.
Do you think that's the way it's gonna continue to be? All jokes aside, you think that if with some luck and a lot of hard work, things pick up here in the Philippines. Do you think that we can continue such a great atmosphere and such a great culture?
I hope so. I'm backing on that. I'm really backing on that. I really hope so. I'm crossing my fingers and toes that it remains this way.
Right.
Not everybody who's doing games in the Philippines is a member of GDAP. That's fine. But most are members. So I think we are doing something right. And we just have to continue making good projects to make a difference in our industry.
Okay. That's great. Okay, so I think Mick wanted to ask this. How does one become a member of GDAP?
You have to prepare a dowry to offer the emperor.
I volunteer my virgin sister.
No, to be a studio member, all you have to do is present your paperwork. You need your registration, proof that you legally exist.
Okay.
Okay.
That's easy. You fill up a form, then we give a studio visit. And that's pretty much it. And then we hope that you participate in our activities. So it's really quite easy.
Wow.
And Solon is the guy. He's our head of our membership. He gets things done. He gets the people together. So
So how does that work
great.
for a small, like, let's say, independent person? How does that work?
No. Unless you have to be incorporated.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I mean,
SEC registered. In
Yeah.
other words, yeah. I see.
and, if you can do that, even if you're a one-man player, well, then great. Then you can join us. We have another organization called IGDA Manila, which is soon to be called IGDA Philippines. And
IGDA.
IGDA. That's
IGDA.
part of that. There's a lot of students are part of that. And our dream is, and a lot of these IGDA members make their own games, and our dream for them is, they make a game and it makes money, and the first thing they're going to do is hire another person, then hire another person after that, and eventually they'll have to get a studio, and then the natural progression would be that they would have to register, because now they have to pay regular salaries and pay taxes.
Yeah.
Then we can invite them to join us. So that's a dream. We want everyone to get to the stage that let's all suffer paying taxes.
Oh my gosh.
Let's be bitter and better together.
Exactly.
Let's be bitter and better together. I like that.
Wow. Oh,
That's awesome. Okay, so I want to ask a little bit more on the fun side. What are the things that you guys have planned, and aside from Comic-Con? We've talked about the event, the things you guys have planned for Comic-Con Asia this weekend. Do you guys is there anything you can reveal for us here on the show that you have in store for maybe the rest of the year?
The rest of the year, well, of course, everybody looks towards October. We have ESGS. We've grown to be a part of that event, and we feel that this year more schools and more studios will be participating at ESGS, and then obviously between now and then, we have to get things rolling and keep things interesting. And it's not going to be a public event, but I just like to mention it on here. You've heard of the Global Game Jam, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's for students and almost anyone, you professionals. You want to make a game straight within 48 hours, fine. But then, we're teaching game development here, and the teachers feel left out. So with the request, we are going to do very, very soon a game jam just for teachers.
Wow.
Just for teachers. So it's gonna be fun.
wow.
That's pretty
gonna be
cool.
crazy.
The only favor they ask us is not to show their work to their students.
So, I know game jams, they have judges. Would you be assembling a committee for judging? Is that how it's going to work for the teachers?
I don't know if we should be judging. We will talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
Good.
really sounds amazing, though.
Yeah, to have teachers, be awake for 48 hours, conceptualizing a game based on a theme. I mean, that itself, to survive that ordeal would be amazing for me.
That would be crazy.
We're all so excited for it. We were talking about it today, and we hope it happens.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then,
I'm looking forward to it. Doc B. Lapa,
Si Doc, yeah. She'll get better, I'm sure. Her teammates will be lucky. So that's pretty exciting. On the serious side, something that we're doing this year is, again, it's not so fun, really, but it's a great concept, I believe. This in the art side of games is really a good source of income. Definitely, and we Filipinos are so goddamn good at it. When you studio 3D, again, we do animation, we do all this artsy stuff. We can do websites like nobody can. So we need to invest more in it. I come from I do a lot of the business from the 3D side, and I know for a fact that more and more work are gonna come demanding more technically difficult projects in 3D, whether they're games, architecture, VR, AR, all 3D based requirements. So there's this thing in Japan. It's an industry certification thing in Japan for, it's called CG Art Society of Japan, computer graphics. And it's very well accepted in Japan. They have like 205 schools using this program. And it's a certification course. If you're certified in a certain level, then you have a better chance of landing a job in Japan. Since this has been going on since the 80s, their textbooks, their materials are really well made. So for the first time ever, this program is going to be used outside Japan and in the Philippines.
Wow.
First.
Wow.
Yep. Actually, the bosses are here today. They arrived a couple of days ago. The bosses from CG Arts Society of Japan. They've been here. They are still here. I just left dinner with them earlier. They had a great time. They met the schools. They met some of the studios. They met us. They made sure that the textbooks we're going to print are fabulous, of Japan great quality. We're doing the works. So we're going to start off with training teachers in Japan for a while. That when they come back, they're going to train other teachers in the Philippines, and so the teachers will be teaching the students, and then we can launch a certification program. So this will serve as a because art is very subjective. We've never had a benchmark. We've never had a bar in 3D, and this will be our bar. So we will know when a student is good if we can pass this certification course.
This is fantastic.
Well, the government is giving us some money.
Wait, you say hope that they're giving us some money?
The government.
Oh, is that for sure, or is it a hope?
For sure.
Oh,
Wow.
Yep. We got their interest. Yep.
That is awesome.
Yep. It's not a lot, but something to start with. With the press release, I mean, I'm sure other people will come in and support it.
That's amazing. That's fantastic. And the work you guys are doing, to push games forward and, giving people opportunities is inspiring. And if I had the will and pretty much the will, I'd be inspired to start a podcasters association of the Philippines.
Who knows, right?
Who knows? The will is really lacking right now. But one day we'll get there. We'll get there.
You'll get there.
Harold, you'll finally be able to call yourself Admiral Harold. Yeah.
Dude, imagine that, like a seat at the table with the admiral, the emperor, and the midshipman. That'd be pretty cool.
Everybody gets a title, yeah.
Yes.
Everybody gets. Yeah. Oh man, that's fantastic. Okay, so we've talked for over an hour and 20 minutes with you, Emperor. We don't want to keep you for too long because we want to leave not only the fans wanting more. We also want to have you back on in the very near future because there's so much more that I want to talk about with you, and there's so much more that I think we can discuss on this capacity.
No problem.
It's amazing. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up the show now. This has been an amazing hour and a half, and this is how we're gonna do it.
Ooh.
All right, Mick. Once again, show the Emperor how it's done. Where can the folks at home find you when you're not on GameByte, Mick?
When I'm not on GameByte, I am probably playing games. Or you can catch me on Twitter. That is @TheThirdBot. And of course, in my somewhat abandoned Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/FuryBot, where one day, I'm not gonna say when, maybe one day, you'll see me online.
Awesome.
So you better follow, so you get the alert on your computers that the FuryBot's online for the first time.
For the first time in forever. Okay, Emperor, where can the folks at home find you outside of this very special episode of GameByte?
Well, I attend many of the events as long as it's creative events. I usually am there, but the easiest way to find me, I guess, be online. Yes, I'm pretty active, I guess, on Facebook. But if you do send me a message, I suggest that you start it properly with the proper salutation, and that would be you have to start your message with Your Highness.
Oh,
Oh.
We would
So
expect
when
nothing
you
less.
start your message with Your Highness, that means you have a serious question for me.
Okay,
Awesome.
there.
I will reply if you start again your message with Your Highness.
Okay. So guys,
Does it ha-
when,
Yeah.
when you message the
Does-
Emperor,
do they have to use words like thee, thy, thou?
That
Thou.
would be majestic.
Yes.
Be good. Proper. Do that, yeah. If
Oh
you
my
can
God, that's awesome.
properly. Yeah.
That's so cool. I'm gonna start all my messages now with Your Highness. I'm so
And you
excited.
know, don't worry, it won't last. When we become true friends, when we become close, you can call me by my nickname. And that's Your Majesty.
Oh man.
Oh my God, this has been. I think I'm really close to claiming this is the best episode we've ever had. I'm so close to it. I can't. This is
We
so
should-
awesome.
Call it now. We should just call it the best episode we've had. The most informative one. Okay, I want to point that out. We learned a lot today.
Oh yeah, yeah. I learned today. All right. If you want to find me outside of GameByte, you can find me at Herald Plays on any social media, be it Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Grindr, Pornhub. Just head on over to twitch.tv/Herald Plays as well. You can find me live streaming video games, among other things. Among other things. Twitch.tv/Herald Plays. And of course, if you want to find out more about Quit Stalling, check out our social media, facebook.com/QuitStallingUs, Twitter @QuitStallingUs, Instagram @QuitStalling. Find all our VODs on YouTube, youtube.com/QuitStalling. You're probably watching us live on Twitch right now. If you haven't yet, leave us a follow. Cheer us with some bits. Subscribe to us if you want to. You know, Amazon Prime subscribers have a free subscription, so you know, if you want to send it our way, if you enjoyed this episode, do that. Twitch.tv/QuitStalling. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to all of our most recent followers: Leah Girl, Mr. Goodbang. I was gonna avoid saying that. Kapitan Kokoy, Dan's Random, Archer Perez, its_com, Prince Ulrich von Liechtenstein, Garolf, of course, who was in the chat earlier on. The guys over at Gameoko. Of course.
Negroes.
No, stop saying it!
I said
Stop saying it! We're fueling the trolls.
Yeah.
Okay, a huge shout out to all our subs. Of course, my co-hosts, Instant Easy and the Fury Bot. Of course, our bit cheers and leaders of all time, Clark Q Plays with silver at 20, I am Kokak, bronze with 10, and of course, Elderjin, our #1 man when it comes to bit cheering, and of course, Twitch chatting with all the controversial news and views. Thank you so much, Elderjin. Once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You can find the audio-only versions of our podcast on let me see this: iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, Stitcher, and so many more. If we're not there, you know what? Just tell us, and we'll put our podcast feed there. Stay tuned for the after show if you're watching us on Twitch right now, because we're gonna have a very short after show where the Emperor can let his hair loose.
And we ask the most important question that we've been asking for the past 2 weeks.
Exactly. So, guys,
if you want to know what
don't
that is, stay tuned.
Exactly. Tune into the Quit Stalling Geekcast every Tuesdays, 12 noon, where me and Wancho talk about all things geek. We'll see you guys next week. Same bite time, same bite channel. Till then, get off your butts and quit stalling. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Gotta go too, boys. Sorry.
Bye, Emperor. Bye.
Bye.
This episode of GameByte has been brought to you by the Quit Stalling Media Network. For more, check out all those social media links that Harold just mentioned at the end of the show. That's Quit Stalling. Bye, everybody. Bye.